So as a Giants fan, things went better than expected last year. However, I got to tell you, I'm sick of the Eagles. I'm sick of the Chiefs, Bengals, Bills, all these top teams, 49ers, right? The AFC is stacked. So I thought, what would happen if we reset the NFL? That's what we're doing here today. I do it every year, but things change so much that it's interesting to see what the top team is and how we can dismantle them quickly. And the easiest way to do that is with a fantasy draft that mixes up every single player in the league and assigns them to a new team. Now, what I will say is that some players will end up on their original team, but in the case of Myles Garrett here, he is headed to the Dallas Cowboys, and I am going to randomize things, and we're going to check and see how this goes pick by pick, and then simulate after a few and check out each roster, see some of these games, see these new matchups, see who wins the Super Bowl, MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year, everything like that, if we were to completely rearrange these NFL rosters. And I wish it would show us who we picked. But Amari Cooper is headed back to the Cowboys. Of course, Cowboys traded him away to the Browns for a late round pick. I want to say it was a fifth, maybe even a conditional fifth. That could have been like a sixth, fifth, fourth, something in that range. It wasn't very high. It was day 3 for sure, as Jamel Dean leaves Tampa Bay to go to the Dallas Cowboys in round 3. And just a quick early focus on the Cowboys as they're picking right in front of us, as John Franklin Myers leaves the Jets. He is a free agent, by the way, after this year, I want to say. And with how many good pass rushers and defensive linemen the Jets have, John Franklin Myers is potentially someone they won't be able to hold on to. Now, they could for sure, especially with his inside-outside flexibility. He's about 290 plus pounds, and he's not your prototypical edge rusher by any means. But it'll be interesting with all that talent on the D-line if the Jets choose to pay John Franklin Myers or go a different direction. But we're going to simulate to the end and see how the NFL gets shaken up completely with this NFL reset here in 2023. So I guess we'll check out and see what the Chiefs look like first and foremost here. I'm sure they're still going to be successful under Andy Reid in these Chiefs playbooks, by the way, in simulation. But their quarterback situation has certainly changed. I'm not going to say it got worse. But it is Geno Smith, who's good now. Isn't that fun? Geno Smith, they got Christian McCaffrey, Jerry Jeudy, Mark Andrews. The offensive line's not so bad. Isaiah Wynn, Ben Powers, David Andrews, Kevin Zeitler, and Jamari Sawyer was actually pretty good as a rookie last year for the Chargers. Elijah Moore's in here. Not an awful offense. And then defensively, linebackers could use some work, headlined by Foye Oluokun and Jabril Peppers, Trayvon Merrick in the secondary, Carlton Davis. Isaiah Rodgers was doing a little bit of gambling, so not sure if he's going to be playing. Definitely serving out a suspension for sure. And then the defensive line is headlined by, who do we have here? DJ Reader, Micah Parsons, George Karlaftis is back with the Chiefs, Kyrus Tunga. I liked him coming out of BYU in the draft. I think he was a 7th round pick by the Bears. And we'll have to see what this year has in store for him. It's tough for these late round guys to see the field. But we shall see. Ended up on the Vikings last year. But it doesn't even show. Just he was pick 12 in 2021. That's not true. Round 7, pick 250 for Kyrus Tunga. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if the Chiefs still be successful in 2023. The Bears have Dexter Lawrence, Marcus Williams, Chidobe Awuzie, Odell Beckham Jr. Little Giants past and present team with Lawrence and Odell. Slight reach, maybe. Ryan Neal. He had a good year last year for Seattle. He's an 81 now. Tyler Smith. Will Anderson Jr. Okay. The Bears were potentially in play for him for a minute. Obviously chose to get out of that number 1 pick and get some draft capital, which was expected. But if they stuck at number 1, it could have been Will Anderson. It really could have been, I think. But, obviously it was the right move to trade down, and they did quite well for it. Got DJ Moore, still a 1st round pick, and a whole lot more. A good team. Not amazing. Probably one of the worst that we're going to see, but it's not so bad. They have long-term potential, even if not this season. The Bengals have Quinnen Williams, Lamar Jackson, Mike Evans, Tyron Smith. A little bit of an older team, And for that reason, they're a little bit better. They're not taking chances on super young players. You have 30, 32, 30, 30, 30 from Tyron Smith, Grady Jarrett, Zadarius Smith, down to James Bradbury, and even more 30-year-olds. This is the Cincinnati 30s. Devondre Campbell, Marcus Peters, Adrian Amos, Tyler Higbee's another 30-year-old. I think this Bengals team could be pretty good. The Bills have swapped quarterbacks and gone with Joe Burrow. Andrew Thomas in there as well. CeeDee Lamb, DeMarcus Lawrence, Quandre Diggs, hook 'em. Darren Waller, Chris Olave, Logan Wilson, Asante Samuel Jr., Playoff Lenny. This is a decent team. Also Ramondre Stevenson in there. The rookie Jalen Carter. I think only star development for him. I think the only players in this rookie class with above star development are Bijan and Bryce Young, who both have superstar. I could have missed one when I was going through it, but I'm pretty sure that was it. CJ Stroud has star. Will Anderson Jr. has star, which I thought he would have been one with superstar for sure. I think Tyree Wilson has star. Yeah, I think it's pretty much it. The Broncos, just from a quick eye test, look awesome. 4 90-plus players, including 99 Club Justin Jefferson, Darius Slay, Ronnie Stanley, Jonathan Taylor. Got Jimmy Ward, Shaq Leonard, the artist formerly known as Darius, Juwan Bentley, Shaq Mason. A lot of Shaq action. A lot of Shaq-tion on this team. Cortland Sutton stays in. They also have Kyler Murray at quarterback. Desmond King. Desmond King does feel like a Bronco, I will say. The Browns have Von Miller, DeForest Buckner, Greg Rousseau, Kareem Hunt back. They have Trevor Lawrence. I was going to say, I don't know if this team's going to be that good. They don't look amazing, but Trevor Lawrence could end up being a difference maker for them, I would expect. Because we expect him to develop pretty well. Buccaneers, Derwin James. You know, I actually thought the Bucs were going to end up with Derwin James out of the draft in his rookie class, but didn't end up happening. He fell all the way down to the Chargers. Chris Lindstrom in there. Offensive line looking good. Jason Kelsey. Jalen Hurts sticks with his center. I like that. That's kind of a fun combo. And he gets Devontae Smith. This is the Tampa Bay Eagles. Calais Campbell in there as well. Javon Holland. Shaq Thompson. Oh, this was not the Shaq team. I was about to say. I'm like, way too much Shaq action going on. Harold Landry, Rondale Moore. Osa Digizua. A decent team. Arden Key is also rated pretty highly, but he was very, very good last year. Cardinals have Chris Jones, Jordan Poyer, Deebo Samuel, Austin Eckler, Evan Ingram, J.C. Horn. This is not that crazy of a team. Alex Singleton, one of their top-rated players. Top 10. I don't know if that's that good. Although the Chargers got Patrick Mahomes sticking in the AFC West and teaming up now with Kellen Moore, new offensive coordinator. Although I'm sure their playbook has not changed from last year in Madden, or at least for simulation purposes. Minkah Fitzpatrick, Matt Judon, DK Metcalf with Patrick Mahomes would be super fun. Ryan Jensen, Miles Sanders, Michael Pittman. They got size at receiver, no doubt. Cam Curl, Rasul Douglas, and Nwosu, Devin White. Back to the Chargers and Nwosu. Okay, Josh Palmer sticking with the Chargers. The Chiefs we looked at already, but the Colts have Nick Bosa, and then their next highest rated player is an 87, which isn't so bad. It's just a huge drop-off from 98. Nick Bosa might have been their first pick, you'd have to expect. Kyle Pitts, Eddie Jackson, Garrett Wilson, Travis Etienne. They have a good young core. Gabe Davis, Taron Johnson, back-to-back Bills in there. Another one in Ed Oliver. Woody Pay, of course, with the Colts still. This is an interesting team. If they develop quickly, they could make some noise. Commanders have Marlon Humphrey, TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're building an NFC North core here. Hawkinson, of course, Aaron Jones, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Vita Vea, Dre Greenlaw. Vita Vea, I feel like, should be rated higher. 88's not low, but I feel like he should be higher. He's so good. Josh Sweat, Malik Hooker. He's still in the 80s, huh? Okay. Jordan Whitehead is in there. Not an amazing team. The Cowboys swap Micah Parsons, of course, for Myles Garrett, as we saw, and Amari Cooper. Matt Milano, Eric Kendricks, Jamel Dean, Rashawn Slater, Pat Pete, I could see him being a Cowboy at some point. Kirk Cousins. The Dak for Kirk swap. Battle of mid. Nah, I think if I say too much, I'm going to get in trouble. But I don't know. Dak is a little overhated. Kirk Cousins is solid. I think Vikings fans prop him up a little bit too much, which makes me want to bring him down a bit. But he's definitely good. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Javon Hargrave, or Javon, actually it's pronounced. John Franklin Myers, we know about. Zach Ertz. The Dolphins have Jesse Bates, Tre'Davious White. Decent secondary. Jamal Adams, too. Tyler Lockett, Alvin Kamara. Christian Darrisaw is good, but I don't know. This team is not all that impressive to me. Again, a lot of this will be playbook dependent, but I don't think the Dolphins are that good. Eagles have Stephon Diggs and Justin Simmons, A.J. Terrell, Trey Hendrickson, Cam Jordan, Von Bell, Darrell Patterson. I don't think the Eagles look that good either. Like, again, maybe they might make some noise. They've got a couple of really good players at the top, but I don't know how impactful Justin Simmons is going to be. He's just a safety, right? Not like a super game changer, but they have a couple of good edge players. I don't know. Their quarterback's Kenny Pickett. I'm not moved by Philadelphia. So the reset is working right now so far as a Giants fan. This Falcons offense, this is very far from what I have in Falcons franchise. Tyreek Hill, Trent Williams, Rashawn Gary, Tony Pollard, Tyson Campbell, Michael Pierce, Alex Highsmith. I guess the drop-off is kind of significant. Jadeveon Clowney. Not many players rated at 80 or above. But, you know, a lot of high 70s. Their quarterback is Derek Carr. 49ers have Josh Allen. Quarterback problem solved. I know, of course, they don't have one. They have Brock Purdy, the best quarterback in the league, right? Jeffrey Simmons at 2. Kendall Fuller, Antoine Winfield Jr., Kenneth Walker, Hollywood Brown, Mike Hilton, Deron Payne. Surprised he's not rated higher, to be honest. 83 is like not that low, but 86 maybe I probably would have expected. Giants get Max Crosby, Dallas Goedert, Corey Linsley. Okay, Trevarius Ward, Elton Jenkins, Calvin Ridley, CJ Mosley. A little Alabama action going on. Back-to-back at least. Kayvon Thibodeau stays with the Giants. So does Sterling Shepard. They got Isaiah Simmons. All right, I'm starting to feel this a bit. I wanted Isaiah Simmons for the Giants in that draft class a little bit, but has not really worked out a ton in the NFL so far. I just feel like the Cardinals don't know where to play these guys historically. We'll see if things change this year. New coaching staff. Austin Corbett, Damian Harris, Mitch Morse, Devin Witherspoon. Okay. The Jags have Jair Alexander, Dalvin Cook, who just signed with the Jets, Daniil Hunter. There's been some links to him in the Jaguars, but I don't know if he's ever going to get traded. We hear about it like every year, and he's been a Viking his whole career, so I don't know. DJ Moore could also be rated higher, in my opinion. Penei Sewell could be too. But 86 is still pretty good. David Njoku, Jake Matthews, Darnell Mooney. The Bears in full force on this team with the receiving core. Dietrich Wise. Jordan Davis is up to superstar dev. Yeah, he was so good last year. Cam Sutton in there. A lot of NFC North in that team too. Jets get Aaron Donald. In free agency, they go out. They make a splash with a trade going out to get Aaron Rodgers in that period. But they go for a different Aaron this time. Aaron Donald. Jonathan Allen. That is a ferocious defensive line. Of course, these two are teammates in real life. If Chase Young could stay healthy, wow. That is frightening. That is the best defensive line in the league. Don't even care who the other one is. That's the best defensive line in the league. And now Aaron Donald should play defensive tackle for this team, but we'll see what happens. That's why I think they need to get rid of left end, right end, just go edge. And then defensive tackle, just interior defensive lineman. Because that's what Aaron Donald is. He's not going to be an edge rusher in real life yet. And then that's not to say he'll never rush off the edge, but it's just not his primary position. And of course, that's what he's going to do here. Tariq Woolen, they swapped one big rookie corner last year for another. It's the Woolen versus Sauce Gardner debate. I think Sauce is ahead comfortably right now, but Woolen had such a great rookie year. Just they're in different places. You know, Woolen was a mid to late round pick who played receiver at UTSA for a couple seasons and is still kind of learning corner, right? And was still a ball hawk last year. Sauce Gardner was a top 5 pick with higher expectations and a bigger history of playing the position. Sure, he wasn't even I think I won't even say a big recruit coming out for Cincinnati. I don't even think he was a star at all. I don't think he had one star. He might have been a 1 or 2 star recruit, but I don't think he was. DJ Reed is in there. Of course, Jet, Leighton Vander Esch, Kadarius Toney, Bijan Robinson, Deion Dawkins, Jack Conklin. This team's got a little something going on. Their quarterback, though, pair up with Bijan, is Desmond Ridder. That could hold them back, potentially. Lions. Ooh, a lot of 90s. Zach Martin, TJ Watt, DeAndre Hopkins, David Bakhtiari, Mario Davis. 5 90s on this team. That's definitely the highest we've seen. But then a huge drop-off to J.C. Jackson, Kyle Hamilton, Javonte Williams, Mike Gesicki, Allen Robinson. Now with the Lions. Marvin Jones is back. Christian Gonzalez, I thought was going to be a Lion. It's an interesting team. The Packers have quite a few 90s as well. 4. George Kittle, Jamar Chase, Joel Bitonio, Levante David. Big drop-off after that to L'Jarius Sneed, but they do have Jalen Phillips, Rob Havenstein, Ryan Stonehouse, the unbelievable rookie punter for the Titans, Brandon Graham, Devin Singletary, Deshaun Elliott. Took him. Loved him at Texas. Zach Allen, Andre Sisco. Okay. Panthers look really well-rounded. This could be the team to beat. Travis Kelce, Kevin Byard, Joe Tooney, Jalen Waddle, Justin Herbert, Talanoa Hufanga, Christian Wilkins, Greg Newsome, DeAndre Swift, Sean Gibson. Bit of a drop-off, but they have a lot of mid-80s players. I don't know. That could be a good team. We'll have to see. And their playbooks are good. I'm basing some knowledge off that as well. Patriots look good, too, out of the gate. Jalen Ramsey, Teron Armstead, Harrison Smith, Bobby Wagner, Mike Williams, Brian Burns, Grover Stewart, Michael Thomas, Damian Pierce. Chandler Jones is back with the Patriots. Still superstar dev? Really? Lyle Collins, Tim Patrick just got injured again. That's brutal. I like Tim Patrick. Good player. Fremont Jones. Justin Fields at quarterback for the Patriots, swapping with Mac Jones. Okay. Hook him. Charles Omenihu. Raiders have Nick Chubb, Quentin Nelson, power run. Also have Dak Prescott, T. Higgins, Mike Onwenu, Xavier Howard, Taylor Decker. Offensive line looks pretty good. Mike McGlinchey is good at run blocking. Where I'm going to stop talking about him. Juju Smith-Schuster, Levi Wallace, Devon Hamilton, Amani Hooker, J.O.K., Jermaine Pratt was in there. The Rams have Sauce Gardner, Roquan Smith, Buda Baker. Some talent on defense. Also Creed Humphrey, Brian O'Neill, Chris Godwin. Well, Rod got action from Lions franchise. Fletcher Cox, Darius Williams. I'll see on the Rams. I don't want to make a prediction on them yet. Ravens have Cooper Kupp, Josh Jacobs, Stephon Gilmore, Ryan Ramczyk, Jordan Mailata. It's a good-looking offense so far. Pat Freiermuth as well. Landon Dickerson. Hookem, Adrian Phillips, Frankie Louvu, Josie Jewell, McCole Hardman, Robert Hunt, Jarvis Landry. Kind of feels like a Raven. And Russell Wilson at quarterback. Saints have Lane Johnson, Derrick Henry, Tristan Wirfs, A.J. Brown. Saints are looking good. Micah Hyde. Then huge drop-off, though. And we don't know about their quarterback. Eric Armstead, Trent McDuffie, Drake London. Quarterback is Anthony Richardson. Okay. And Sam Howell as well. But AR is going to be the starter. This is interesting. 95 throw power, 91 speed for Anthony Richardson. I mean, if you're starting a franchise, choosing the Colts feels like a no-brainer decision if you just want to have maximum fun. AR is like a created quarterback, literally. Well, not literally, but pretty much. Seahawks have Sam Darnold at QB. And Fred Warner, Hassan Reddick, Fulton Miller, Christian Kirk, Jamal Williams, Derek Brown, Trey Smith, TJ Edwards, Jalen Johnson, Michael Gallup. Steelers have Laramie Tunsil, Scary Terry, the GOAT, Justin Tucker, Frank Ragnow, Wyatt Teller, Josh Allen, the other one, who I don't know that we've seen yet. Have we? I don't think so. Kenny Moore, Najee Harris, Tommy Townsend, Hayden Hurst. Their quarterback is the goofball, Jared Goff. The Texans have Cam Hayward, Marshawn Lattimore, Keenan Allen, Kenny Clark, Byron Jones, Jeremy Chin, Hunter Henry. Quarterback is Deshaun Watson back with the Texans. I don't know if he's allowed back in Houston. Jordan Love in there as well. And then the Titans have Patrick Surtain, Joey Bosa, Tremaine Edmonds, Joe Mixon, Brandon Ayuk, Aaron Rodgers to Tennessee, Kyle Duggar, Khalil Mack, Taylor Moton, Brandon Sheriff, Derek Forrest, Garrett Bowles. Okay, interesting team. And then the Vikings. Ooh, this team looks immediately quite good at the top. And then there's a fall off. Devontae Adams, Saquon Barkley, Tyrann Mathieu, Denzel Ward, Nick Bolton, Randy Gregory, Josh Uche, Gerald Everett, Connor Williams. Look him. Jimmy G at quarterback. So did I just not notice Josh Allen? Oh, yeah, the Niners. Yeah, of course. Okay. So that is how the NFL shakes out after the reset. And we'll go ahead and see how 2023 goes with these full brand new rosters. I'll see you for the playoffs. And the Chiefs go 8-9, Broncos 5-12. The Chargers did get double-digit wins. We thought they'd be pretty good, but the surprise here is that the Raiders went 13-4. Big year for them. The Bengals were quite good, and they win the AFC North at 14-3. Lamar Jackson. Ravens at 11-6. Browns 9-8. Steelers 6-11, missed the playoffs. The Jags get in from the AFC South, 12-5. Titans 9-8. Colts 7-10. Texans 5-12. Yeah, they didn't look all that good. The Jets go 13-4. Patriots also get in the playoffs at 10-7. Bills with Joe Burrow miss the playoffs at 6-11. The Dolphins go 5-12 and don't get in. The AFC West, of course, we looked at already. And then in the NFC, Vikings at 10-7 make the playoffs. Bears 8-9, Packers 7-10, and Lions 5-12 all miss out. NFC South, the Falcons we thought would be pretty good, but I'm surprised the Panthers were so bad. 6-11. Bucks go 7-10, and then the Saints at 9-8 also make the playoffs with the division-winning Falcons at 12-5. In the East, the Giants go 11-6, and we have 3 playoff teams, and this actually might be similar to how it looks in real life, with potentially 3 playoff teams in the NFC East. Commanders missing out. Cowboys at 9-8 make it in. Eagles at 11-6 make it in. And then the Giants, hell yeah, winning the division at 11-6. I'm not saying these are going to be what the records are. I'm just saying it's a possibility that we see 3 playoff teams in the NFC East. We'll have to see. Giants could drop off a bit. Cowboys, who knows? New play caller, new offense. So we'll see what happens. And then in the West, Seahawks make it at 12-5. Rams, Cardinals, and Niners all don't make it. And they didn't do very well at all. So this was a very interesting year. And we'll see what these playoffs look like. Lamar Jackson, what a year for him. Led the league in passing and touchdowns at 43. Passing, I meant yards, of course. Mahomes, Kirk Cousins are 2-3. Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, and Joe Mixon had really, really good years on the ground. And those are kind of the names you'd expect, right? Those are obviously pretty incredible players. Anthony Richardson, quite a year for the Saints. Joe Burrow looks really good, just didn't perform or the team didn't behind him. Desmond Ridder threw many interceptions. Oh my goodness. Go back to that for a second here, please. 23 touchdowns to 21 picks. Jimmy G put up great numbers, as did Justin Herbert. Kind of surprised on that team still. Brock Purdy, Rams starting QB. Trevor Lawrence played well, so did Derek Carr, at least in terms of numbers, right? Dak had a very interesting year. And then rushing, we talked about briefly. And you can see, wow, Bijan Robinson, 16 touchdowns. Amazing year for him. And DK Metcalf led the league in yards per attempt. I wish there was a minimum rushes to show up, but whatever. Nick Chubb led the league in yards, of course. Jacobs, Mixon, Dalvin Cook with the Jags, Jonathan Taylor, Zeke with the Bucks, Bijan, Tony Pollard, Devin Singletary. Receiving, Amari Cooper, huge year for the Cowboys. Oh my goodness. 1,600 yards, led the league by a wide margin, had 118 catches. A.J. Brown right up there, but still way behind Amari Cooper. Josh Palmer at number 3. Wow. What a year for him. 14 touchdowns as well, and that is second in the league. Keenan Allen led with 16. Mike Evans tied with 14 for number 2. Devontae Smith, Donovan Peoples-Jones with Lamar going off. So keeping the guys in the AFC North, just changing to the Bengals, and they're performing. Christian Kirk, great year. Cup, we saw. Hunter Renfrow. Oh, Marquise Flash Goodwin. Of course, Hookem, Ayuk, Gerald Everett, wow. 10 touchdowns for him. Isaiah Hodgins with the Bills, former Bill, right? So there you go. Patrick Queen led the league in tackles by a lot. No one was even that close. And he returns to the boot. LSU guy goes back to the Saints. Logan Wilson does feel like a Bill. Jordan Brooks, Quay Walker, Quan Alexander back with the Saints. LSU. Joe Schobert, Josie Jewell, Roquan Smith, Levante David, Bobby Okereke, and Jerome Baker in there. Zach Allen had 29 TFLs, but only 1.5 sacks. Run defense monster. Also feels like a Packer. He's basically Dean Lowry in my head. Micah Parsons had 24 TFLs. Also led the league in sacks with the Chiefs with 21. Max Crosby had 19.5. 18.5 for DeMarcus Lawrence. Myles Garrett at 18. Big drop off to 13.5 for Montez Sweat and 13 from Aaron Donald after that. Interceptions. 6 from Demario Davis and DJ Reed. And then 5 from Devin Lloyd, Steven Nelson, Anthony Brown, Zaven Collins, and Tremaine Edmonds. That is quite the list. They need to weight defensive back interceptions and simulation way higher than linebacker. I'm not saying LBs don't get picks, but safeties get a lot. Just the nature of the position. And the first safety we see is Jordan Whitehead behind all of these linebackers. And, I mean, corner makes sense, obviously, but basically no safeties in here. It's staggering. There were 2 safeties in the league with 4 interceptions in this sim. Looking at it last year, Minka had 6. CJ Gardner-Johnson had 6. He plays like slot corner. I wouldn't really count him as a safety. But Justin Simmons had 6. That's already the top 2 guys are safeties. Deshaun Gibson had 5. Jalen Petrie had 5. Harrison Smith had 5. There's room for variation all the way around. But then you have all the safeties that had 4. Jesse Bates, Von Bell, Kevin Byard, Grant Delpit. I'm not even like having a list of only safeties. I'm just looking at the interceptions leaders list. Quandre Diggs, Derek Forrest, Talanoa Hufanga, Eddie Jackson, Kirby Joseph, Devin McCourty, Jordan Poyer. Like, there are corners in there, right? And that isn't a position I would complain about, but safeties just don't get very many picks in simulation, and I don't really get it. Well, I guess I do get it. I know why it is. The sim engine's bad. So it'll be the Bengals and the Patriots in the AFC Championship and the Saints and the Cowboys in the NFC. So some of these favorites have been knocked out. So the Super Bowl will be, the current, I would say, toughest choice for Louisiana natives. You got the Saints versus a team full of LSU players. Not in this sim, but, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. You're going to be hard-pressed to make a decision on some of those. They're like 2 huge ones, obviously. They're going to pull for the Saints, but it's a fun storyline at least. So to refresh your memory, this is what the Saints look like. Anthony Richardson at quarterback, Derrick Henry, A.J. Brown, Tristan Wirfs, Lane Johnson. This is a good team. Cam Jurgens and Bradley Bozeman look the same if you squint hard enough. They have Drake London. They have old Drake London, Kenny Galladay. No. They have bad Drake London, Chase Claypool. No, I'm joking. Drake London is definitely way better than those guys because he can move. He can get open. That's the difference. Patrick Queen at starting Mike linebacker. It's amazing he's played well. He's way more of a will. As Ebike's playing off the ball. Emmanuel Agba, Dorrance Armstrong Jr., Eric Armstead. Corners are okay. Trent McDuffie, Sean Murphy, Bunting, Ronald Darby, and the former top 10 pick CJ Henderson and Texas legend Chris Boyd. Man, was he not amazing at Texas. Bengals, of course, have Quinnen Williams, Lamar Jackson, Mike Evans. Let's pop in and see who wins this thing. Here is the opening kickoff. It'd be cool to see a return. I feel like we haven't seen a return touchdown in the Super Bowl on a kick return since Devin Hester did it to open that Super Bowl. I know Kadarius Toney had a punt return touchdown. Or was it a touchdown? It was a really long return if it wasn't a touchdown. Now I don't remember. So somebody tell me in the comment section, when is the last time there was a return touchdown in the Super Bowl? Give me both punt and kick. Might as well, right? And we'll see if Anthony Richardson can lead a big drive for the Saints. But when you have that man, you might not need to throw the ball. Just hand it off to Derrick Henry and let him do his thing. 3rd and 3, up the seam, big completion. 25 yards to Drake London. Saints move the chains. Richardson airing it out deep, one-on-one, dropped in the end zone. Pass breakup by another LSU player, Grant Delpit, was so good for a season-ish at LSU. His drafted season, he wasn't nearly as good as he was the year before. And he won the Thorpe Award that year for best DB in the nation, but not the year previous. College awards are so dumb. They just love to not vote for underclassmen. But on 4th and 10, the Saints will punt. Bengals will get the football, and we'll see what Lamar Jackson can do here, as that is not a great punt. Lamar Jackson, 43 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions. If you want success at the quarterback position in simulation this year, Bengals playbook might be the way to go, as Lamar's going to find a wide open receiver. Doesn't get a whole lot easier than that. And it is the superstar after this past season, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Lamar down the middle, wide open again. Saints defense, I mean, they're giving up some space right now. That's Marquise Goodwin. You already know what I'm going to say, so why even bother? 2nd quarter now, Lamar going to another wide open receiver. It's the tight end, and it's an easy touchdown. Tyler Higbee, first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and he celebrates with his team. They got a choreographed dance. They were ready. They were ready for this touchdown, and they take the early lead. Yeah, the Saints defense there was abysmal. I mean, just terrible. They need to bring back Bountygate or something if they're going to have a chance in this game. No, I know that's a sore subject. I'm just joking. Unless. The Saints need to have a huge drive here. They need to eat up clock, but also move the ball. That's the big thing. Is that Juwan Johnson, the actual Saint? I believe it is. Well, not like Mother Teresa or anything. You know, like he plays on the Saints in real life. You got what I mean. I think everyone knew. As we get a handoff to Derrick Henry. Ton of space. Broken tackle there would have been big, but he's wrestled down. Oh, it's intercepted. What are you doing? The Saints could not afford to turn over the football, and they just did exactly that. Alex Anzalone, former Saint, takes the football away. Ooh, this is new. Kind of like that. But I'm a shill because I liked anything. There are some flaws to the game, no question. And we're going to find them in Falcons franchise. Again, no question. Jackson under pressure, throws a duck and completes it. Wow. Bengals looking for another score here before the end of the first half. Jackson drops back to throw, finds a wide open receiver. It's Mike Evans. He's starting out 7 for 8 for 105 yards and a touchdown. Looking for touchdown number 2. Although with this jumbo package, I would expect a run. Jackson from under center. Handoff, and it is stuffed by New Orleans. Bengals now going to opt to go from a gun set here. Still keeping the running back in. As a pass blocker? No, as a receiver. Jackson slings it, fires incomplete. There's a flag, though. We'll see what this penalty is. It's going to be pass interference on the defense. That's going to be 1st and goal from the half-yard line. And Chuck Clark was the aggressor in that situation. 1st and goal. Jackson drops back to throw. Finding time. Throws crossbody out of the end zone. Jackson to the end zone. Finds his favorite target again. Tyler Higbee. 2nd touchdown of the game. Nice way to end this first half for Cincinnati. They're going to take a 2-touchdown lead. Not sure the Saints will have any answer. From what we've seen on defense and offense, I don't know that they're going to score this game. And I don't know that they're going to stop scoring this game from the other side. And the Bengals starting with the football in the second half is not good for the Saints. Although in 3rd and 4, Lamar going to make a call at the line. They're going bunch right. And just a check down, and it works. Oh, it's intercepted! Lamar's given the ball back. Ronald Darby jumped in front of Marquise Goodwin. Lamar just trying to get the ball out to the flat. Ronald Darby jumped the route and took it away. That could have been a pick 6. Great tackle by Flash Goodwin. Saves a touchdown by the Saints, probably. And AR is going to get another chance. I don't know why he's walking to the field like this. But that's certainly an interesting look. But this is the easiest setup for him that he's had the entire night. From the 32-ish yard line, we'll see if the Saints can finally move the ball and get points on the board. Final few minutes here of regulation. And down goes Richardson. It's Quinnen Williams up the gut. Makes it 2nd and 18 for the Saints, who are going to have to hurry up. They need yards now. 3rd and 18. And a field goal is not going to cut it, of course, with this time. They need a touchdown, and they need it right now. Well, it's 4th and 6. I think it's safe to say this game's on the line here. Just check down. Henry was open. He wants it all. And it's incomplete. Not good from Anthony Richardson here. Tried to go for Chase Claypool. That was his first hint that he was doing something wrong. And Henry was wide open underneath. Just give him the ball. And all the Bengals have to do is get maybe a first down or two. And the game is over. Saints now out of timeouts. A first down ends the game. 3rd and 7 for Lamar. We'll see if they just decide to run it. No, they won't. They'll pass. There is a flag. I think the pass was incomplete anyway. See what this penalty is. It's going to be a hold. Offensive. And we'll see if they even make them replay the down. I wouldn't. It's 4th and 7. Make them punt. And the Bengals will have another chance. But their chances of winning this game are very slim. Saints finally moving the ball a little bit here, but I'm going to say it, probably too little too late. It's a nice play, but where was this earlier on? You have 30 seconds to score 2 touchdowns, and you need an onside kick. That was a phenomenal drive. Saints are on the board with an A.J. Brown touchdown. I didn't even know A.J. Brown was on this team. Completely forgot. Because he has been a complete non-factor in this game. And I'm not saying that's his fault, obviously. But clearly the Saints would have preferred a different result in this one. And they're going to kick it deep. No, this is an onside kick, surely. Oh, they were just not an onside recovery? Maybe they were. It's tough to see with that angle. Well, Cincinnati recovers. And victory formation will end this one and give the Bengals their first Lombardi trophy. And the whole point of this video was to shake up the NFL, make some bad teams not so bad anymore, and some great teams knock them down, and of course, a Super Bowl contender in real life wins the Super Bowl. So, there you go. Saints got in, though. So, that is it. Cincinnati gets their first ever Super Bowl. The comments will be about how I am actually a Bengals fan, and I'm happy about this result. Those are hilarious. Keep them coming. And I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.